Hi everyone, it's me Shauna with Be Pretty Awesome. I help visionaries get unstuck. I help visionaries kind of build the life that they want because visions and dreaming is all good and great, but it does nobody any good if you are not building that into actual practical strategy. And that's what I'm here for. I help you get unstuck so that way you can have greater impact in your life and your growth and your purpose. So that way you can really make a difference, right? Like no more playing small. That's what I'm all about. YOLO. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is kind of how to actually take your vision and build the traction that you want in your life. So what I'm going to have you do first is get it out of your brain and we're going to put it on paper. Okay. So no more taking up space up here. We're making it real and we're going to make it possible and we're going to make actual steps. Okay. So what I did is I took the entire 2017 year and I spread it out January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay. The whole year right here. I did that for the second year. And 3 years is still just a little too far for me to think about. But I still want to think about it. So I just made a short little list here with every single month. So it's like January, February, March, April. You don't need to quite see it up close and personal, but you get the point, right? I don't want this to be like me, the teacher at a whiteboard, but I do want this to be like a communication for us to keep the conversation open. So then what I want you to do is actually think about the vision that you want. Okay, like what kind of things is it in your life that you want? Anything. I mean, think in terms of like the next couple years. It doesn't have to be like where you want to be in 10 years, but just the next couple years, what are things that you want? Okay, for me, it's a certain amount in savings, it's a couple vacations, it's private school for my kids, it's different ranks in my job, it's helping certain people, doing a couple speaking gigs. So these are all the things that I want to do, right? But like, how are we going to make that happen? I'm going to show you. Okay, so make sure that you get that little list. This is mine right here, and then this is my actual like purpose. Like, what is it that I actually, why this, because of this? Okay, so I know that I want to make more money with less time, so that way I can have more freedom in my life and more freedom for my family, both time and money. Okay, and then I also want to help people live with their purpose, and I do that through this, right? Helping visionaries get unstuck. The doc is trying to get it. She's okay. Okay, so make sure that as we're going that this works together. Okay, that you're always like, these should be aligned. Okay, so then what I want you to do is to take your post-its. You should have post-its, right? You're gonna, oops. Okay, so you're gonna take your post-its and you're actually going to be very detailed about these things and put them on here. Okay, so like, this keeps falling. We'll just work with it. Okay, so one of my visions is I would like to travel to Germany for my 10-year wedding anniversary. So I took the post-it and I actually was very specific. I said how long we're going to stay, where we're going to stay, and then when I stuck it on here, I have the month and the year. Okay, so that's where that's going to go. Okay, so now what you're going to do is actually take the post-it and you're going to look and see how much time you have. I have all these months to figure out how I'm going to get to this goal. So now you're going to actually strategize. And this is where like you can get on the 1 free hour consultation and I can help you actually start thinking of ideas, because we're going to spread your ideas to get to this point, because we know that big things happen in lots of small, like thousands of little steps, thousands of daily tasks, the thousand little thoughts, and we're going to actually build that to get to this point. So how am I going to travel in Germany, right? Like, how am I going to get to that point? Well, the previous year, I am going to make an X amount of dollars. How am I going to get to this? I'm going to sell. I know I have to sell and provide services throughout all these months, and I know exactly how much I need to bring in to get to this point. So now that I know my monthly financial goals, right, I have like a weekly calendar. This is one that I like. It's called the Get to Workbook. It's really great. So now it's going to be broken up into a weekly step. So every month now every month I know what I need to do. Now what I need to do is actually make that into practical steps. So I know that I need, okay, like for example, like for me to go to Germany, I need, hang on, baby. Okay, thank you. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so for me to get to Germany, let's just say I need to make 10 grand a month, okay? So I know that is here. So now I need to break this down into smaller steps. How am I going to make $10,000 a month? Well, my husband sells art. Maybe I have to sell a couple of his pieces, right? And if you don't know how to sell, I actually made a video about that called How Do I Sell? So you actually can still use that as a way to get things in your life that you want. So make sure you reference that video in this series too. So I'm going to start getting creative, right, about my ideas. And then I'm going to make those creative ideas into actual steps here in my weekly journal or my weekly schedule. Okay, are you following? Is this making sense? So you take the big goal and you spread out the steps over the course of your time until you get to that goal. Okay, break it down because the big goal can seem overwhelming. Like, I would like to have $20,000 in my savings. Okay, well, that's a great idea. That's a great vision, but how are you going to make it happen? Well, you actually got to do stuff, right? So by doing it over the course of this time and breaking it up into monthly steps and then putting into a weekly schedule, you're actually going to build the traction that you need to get to this because the time, you guys, is going to pass anyway. So either you pay for it like later, either you sacrifice now and get to what it is that you want, or you're going to sacrifice longer later, okay? Because the time is going to pass anyway. So you either work for what you want and you create the life that you want, or you just let life happen to you. And some people may be okay with that, but then, like, you'll never see what you're made of. You'll never be able to have an impact if you're letting the impact happen to you. Okay, so you see how this works. You see why it's best to like fight for what it is that you want. It's the gonna time is leaving anyway. Okay. Um, this allows you to like, so when I was doing this, like when I was making my goals, it allowed me to change like my expectation into actual goals. So like if I said I wanted $1 million and I'm looking at like 1 year, like that realistically, like, come on. Like, I'm also, I'm all about visioning and manifestation, like manifesting your life that you want, but I'm also very much about how can we make this practical, and $1 million in a year, like in terms of actionable steps, like there really is no path. But what I can do is I can actually start building that momentum to, so then next, then year 3 or 4, then year 3 or 4 or 5 actually makes it more realistic. Are you guys following? I hope so. This is hard when you're not talking to me. I wish that you were, but I hope that this helps, okay? I just wanted to see if there's anything else. I know I've said this before too, that you don't need to find your passion. You don't need to hire me to help you find your passion. Like, I'm pretty sure that you probably already know what your passion is, and your passion is like what makes you excited. And for me, it's like community, friendship, content, like hanging out with people and like teaching and learning and helping. Like, that's my passion, okay? So like, you don't need to find your passion. It's just kind of about like prioritizing. So like, I've kind of put my passion into my goals, right? And now I'm trying to prioritize them to make them happen. And this is how you live with passion, okay? By making it happen, okay? See how that works? It's really not complicated. And I don't want this to be overwhelming. So again, right? You're going to make your goals, make sure that they align with your like vision and the mission of your life, and kind of like, are they actually fulfilling what it is that you, at the essence of yourself, okay? Spread it out, put them on sticky notes, okay? This way, I don't know. Okay, put them on sticky notes and define them. Like, what are they actually going to do? I have a couple here that say I want to have 3 speaking gigs, right? I know that I want to speak in front of 1,000 people, but I can't start out at 1,000 people. Like, that doesn't make sense, okay? Yes. I know that I probably should start at 500, and I probably should then start at 100. So by seeing it, I can spread it out and make it happen. So if I want to get to 1,000, I need to start at 100, then move to 500, okay? And then create the steps in between. So you're using this white space to actually figure out how, and then you're going to put it on a weekly schedule of how you're going to do it, okay? See how this works? It's really cool. It's really cool because it makes you so excited, because this is how you're going to build the life that you want, right? And I'm all about being practical too. Like, I put these on Post-its because your husband may move you to a new location for work. You may have a baby and you have to move the speaking gigs. Like, they're on Post-its because I want you to understand that this, like, I get it. I get that life is hard. I know that life doesn't go as planned. And I know there's like 100 other variables. So, but if we can at least start building the traction that you want for your life. Like, you're going to be much further ahead than people sitting on the couch, right? So, okay, that's all I have for you. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to get on the free 1 hour consultation, no, it's about 1 hour. It's about 40 minutes. If you want to get on that call, let me know. It's really easy. You just dump your ideas and we just start talking about strategy and how to overcome where you're stuck, okay? But this will be a great place for you to start, and I hope that helps. Thanks for listening, you guys. Have a good day.